Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for the Arsenal Gossip Column. It's your weekly edition of all Arsenal news and all transfer news, if there's any that's going on as well. There is a couple, but it's just rumours. But we'll get into it right about now. Big up Man United, Adam. Big up Steve, hope you're well. Yeah. I've got Luca from This Is Lucas Life. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I've been very, very good, thanks. And I'm really, really good. Thanks for inviting me on this Arsenal Gossip column.
Wicked. Big up Arsenal Alex as well. Hi guys, our club.
Hi, Arsenal Alex.
Arsenal Alex, man. If you're free, let us know, man. Just send it. I'll drop you the link. Man, get you to come on. Because yeah, I ain't been on for ages actually. So yeah, it'd be interesting. We've got to link up at some point and do something. So yeah. Yeah, so we've got loads to talk about, obviously. I'm going to start with, I want to get just out the way first. Obviously, government coming out with more restrictions and everything like that, which is always a bitch, but there you go. Something I predicted that was going to happen at the winter. If it means we have to, have games without fans, then so be it. I don't think we'll get through the whole season without fans anyway, without having a fan stadium ban anyway. So I do think that it's what I'm asking is, can Arsenal be able to perform still without the fans there? Because sometimes I've seen our fans having to push our team forward. Luca, given the way we play and the fact they always need a massive kick up their backside, like,
yeah,
how would Arsenal? Do you feel Arsenal can perform if we ever had to have a stadium ban for so many games?
To be honest, right, this is what really, really baffles me and really, really worries me, because we saw it last season that during the pandemic season, and we couldn't really, really cope without any fans at home, and we lost quite a lot of home games. And
to be fair, we could cope with anyone. To be honest,
we need, and if it has to become a case, do I think we will have no fans in this game? Yeah, I do. Yes, I do, and I do think it is going to happen. I think it's going to happen some point around next month, but it's not good for the club. It's not good because Arsenal, for me, with this season, we have improved in some certain places. Like tomorrow, we've got West Ham. We don't need to talk about that, but we're in a decent position if we do win tomorrow. But getting back to the fans, it's not good. It's not good for any club, because for relegation clubs as well, they're going to need fans. Like the Norwich, we know teams like Norwich probably are going to get relegated anyway, but it's not fair on clubs like them, like the Norwich, the Burnleys, the Watfords, the Newcastles, and they need their fans. We need fans as well. Every single club, it doesn't matter what position you are, even if you're going for a title, you still need your fans. And this is the problem. Do I think it's right to have no fans in the stadium for the rest of the season? I don't think it's not right. But for the time being, maybe have no fans for maybe like a month or something, just to try and get fans. Obviously, for vaccine, like all these players to get vaccination and all that stuff, like, because every single player has to get vaccinated. It's part of their job. So
I think they already are. It's just that it depends if there's any incoming transfers. That's the problem.
And the transfer market could affect it. And the thing is, it can, because you've got the African Cup of Nations, right? This is the thing. What I want to ask you a question. I know it's your channel, and you should be asking me the questions, but I got a question, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, go on.
It's just this question, and then that's it, right? With the African Cup of Nations coming up, right? If we do go into another lockdown, right, in January, then will the African Cup of Nations go ahead? Because players who play in England, who play for the African Cup of teams, will have to quarantine, come back, take these flow tests. What's going to happen? Like,
They'll be like, first of all, they'll be quarantined in in the country they land in. I think they'll have special measures for the players because they're under big contracts and owned are big and priced at big money by the clubs. So they need protection as much as possible because if they catch COVID, and it's like we've been seeing with many sportsmen like Havertz. Now look how it took over to get him over COVID. Hamilton, he like first half of his season was coping with COVID, like all the way until the summer break even. So not just that. So there's loads of you've got to protect these sportsmen to any sort of long COVID or any sort of COVID symptoms that may come around. So they'll have special measures even if you don't have to quarantine in their country. They'll have special measures in place for these players so they do end up protected. They'll all probably be vaccinated so they can all go into their bubbles with their clubs, other clubs all together, all vaccinated as best they can.
Yeah.
And then it's just so they'll all be in their own little bubble. From so I would say they'd get the same amount of protection as they would during last season, like where they were separated in their own bubbles and been able to play and only make contact with people when they were playing other teams. So I don't think there'd be too much of a hassle in that sense. Because it's like we have with the Euros. We managed to get the Euros done and with fans as well. So it's just depending now on I think the main thing it depends on now is how dangerous this variant is and how strange it is. What I'm seeing at the minute is though the R rate's going up, which is just from when you get it to the admission to the hospital, which is obviously what we need to protect because the NHS is getting overstretched. Me, you, anyone else can't go and get their treatment, especially me who needs infusions every week. So we need to protect that R rate and bring it down. So if we need to take more restrictions, then do so, right? Because other people need treatments. So
yeah, but when you say that,
yeah, but other people need treatments, and if the only way to keep it down
when you say
by locking down is then we have to. And
but at the end of the day, right, Stephen.
Hang on, I'll just finish my point, and then what I would say is then, I feel that, like I've said, is that I feel that clubs will have a stadium ban at some point just to protect the fans as well, because it's also a main asset as well as the fans because of the amount of money they bring in on a match day. So they got to think about the fans in this sense, and the only thing I need to see from the FA is them being a bit more proactive and warning fans if their games are going to be cancelled or not. Make a decision before they start making plans to go to a certain game.
Yeah, but you make a very good point, and I understand. And I want to get back touching on about you were saying like some hospital thing or something you were just saying right now. The thing is, Stephen, is that even if is it a good idea to obviously cancel all the big up, man, and let Adam. I hope you keep him well. But what were you saying about the hospital thing earlier? You said something about
the R rate is.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Right, the R rate is about admission to is about when you get it to admission into hospital. If it goes up, then the NHS can't cope, right? And then we all can't get treatment what we need. I can't go get my infusions every week. Right, I can't get my infusions every week, and I can't.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're not going to be able to get your infusions up every week anyway if the R rate goes up. If you're going to get
that's what I'm saying. That's why we need to keep it down.
Anything like that.
That's what I'm saying. If people need to lock down, then we need to lock down because it's more than just people like.
We can't keep having this same scenario every single repeated. We know that.
Then what do we do? We let it. But then what do we do? Spiral out of control until the point that, the one thing that's not stopped a massive lockdown now is that there aren't so many deaths.
It's not going to be a lot. It's not going to be.
hang on,
It's
hang
not
on.
going to
That's
be
a
the
credit.
It's
Hang
not
on,
going to be the lockdown as it was in March 2020.
Luca. Let me finish, please. Like, the one
Sorry.
thing that's bit a major credit for in all that is the fact of the vaccine. Is the reason there have been no major amount of deaths compared to the amount of admissions.
The
Right?
vaccine.
Now, unless I've been wrong, and in that, then please do let me know. But that's as far as I can gather from it. Is that compared to March, when we're losing 708 last year, we were losing 708 people every day. Sorry, we're now like losing. We're now losing.
Big up,
Like,
Bargav.
yeah, big up.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Yeah, we're now looking at like at so many admissions or cases or of infection, but either them not going to hospital because they can actually cope with it at home, or going to hospital because there are some underlying symptoms going on from that. So, like, but the main thing is the main thing is with that lockdown, and any lockdown is to protect the NHS, right,
Yeah.
from being overworked.
Yeah, but the
It's
NHS
all
can't afford it though.
they can afford it. They can afford anything.
They can't
right?
cope.
No, they
can't
can.
cope.
No,
they
they
couldn't
can.
cope
No, they
last
can.
time when things were worse.
Luca, if they need more money, the government gives them more money. Right? In the end, like, there's nothing that the government can't throw it at it if they
No.
have to. Right? They can cope at the moment. It's about the fact that if there's people ended up queuing outside because they can't get the bed space, that's the problem. That's
Everyone's
the whole
getting
point of PPR right
everyone has
now.
been told they have to get all their booster jabs, and they've all been vaccinated. Like, I've
Yeah.
had my 2 jabs. I've had my booster jab. Yeah. I've had 3 jabs.
Yeah, I've had two AstraZenecas. I've had the Pfizer, and that's not a booster. That's a full vaccine, right?
Yeah, it is.
So I've had.
Yeah.
You've had probably like 2.5. I've had a whole 3. Plus, I've
I've had
also had
3.
the flu jab.
Yeah.
Plus, I've had the flu jab. Every jab they give me, I keep having.
So that's 4.
So I've had 4. But I don't usually count the flu
I've
jab
only had 3.
every year. Because I have the flu jab every year, and I still recommend anyone that does it go and do it.
Well, I had my first vaccine in March, May, and then I had my first vaccine. It was the Oxford one, right? The Pfizer, I think that's called, right? Yeah, that's the one, Oxford. And then the other one was the opposite, what you just said, the Pfizer. May, I had that, and then the other one, I had that booster jab. I think was November.
Well, so you had a mixture of AstraZeneca and Pfizer for the first bit.
I think so. I've got it somewhere.
No,
I've got
I think it
cards
was
over there.
because they don't usually mix it. The only time they gave the Pfizer was the booster one.
No, I think. Wait, actually, no. Tell a lie. I had both of the Oxford one.
Yeah, and then you had this Pfizer for the third one because that's what they did with me. Yeah,
Booster jab.
Bargav, for someone who's on the opposite side of the world, right? How do you look at it from your end?
Yeah, man, it's a tough situation, right? Because I think we all live in different positions. I mean, take a look, but think about it like this: like,
look at Canada, for example. They're going to look like they're going another lockdown again.
Listen, there's always going to be people out there that, whatever. I mean, you're reflective of what you do day by day. So for people in medicine,
China's going to go back in lockdown again.
But imagine like being in that position, and if you can't have empathy for the people in the actual field, think about it like this: if you have like a serious like infection or serious like condition, and you're like you're in serious pain, and you go to the you go to the hospital, wait for like 3 hours. I mean, that's a tough deal. So cool. And it's hard for me to believe like every single healthcare professional out there is just going along with it, that this is not a big deal. I mean, it may not be a big deal in the sense like you may recover from it, but at the same time, if there's thousands of people coming in, or even like even 100 people per day coming into your hospital and taking up so much space and needing treatment, like what the hell? What are they supposed to do? At the end of the day, you're overloaded.
That's the point, because this is the whole point of like the R rate, and like, because for example, you just said that like I have to go in every week for an infusion.
Yeah.
And yet I'm getting told on Twitter every time I open like I come out with something, like I'm getting told to shut up and stay indoors.
Yeah,
Right?
see
And I'm
that's
like,
what that's what yeah,
and I'm
that's
like, hang on a minute, hold on a minute, and I'm just like, hold on, the mother. And I'm like, remember last time I had an argument with someone about it. I said, hold up. This was at the point we only had 8 cases, and all we asking is to wear some masks into everywhere we go. And I'm like, so you're telling me to shut up and stay indoors because I'm not well, right? When actually I'm probably more protected than anyone, because the way COVID works is it over accelerates your immune system, and then you catch ammonia or something, you end up dying from that. Right? That's
and
what
that does
that's
happen.
what
So
usually
you've been
happens.
staying home
Yeah,
all this time
that's what.
anyway.
But that's what usually happened, right?
Well, here's the
Because,
other side.
but
Here's the other
Bargav,
side of it.
hang on a minute. It's just 1 sec. It's just when when it then over accelerates your immune system. So if you did that to someone who's a liver patient or a kidney patient or is a transplants basically and has a lower immunity, when you accelerate it, it only just goes above what a normal person is. So usually that it means that you're probably more like you're going to get a few symptoms, and that's actually been the case in some cases. But I'm not going to take the risk, and I'm still going to do what the doctors tell me, which is stay indoors because that's what kept me alive. If people want to sit there and have a go at me because I said, please do people follow what they're saying and try and keep this R rate down, and you're saying no because I want my freedom and this down or the other, and I'm like, yeah, but I want to go to hospital every week to have my treatment so I can be able to survive and live, right? And you're telling me to piss off and stay indoors, while you constantly raise the R rate? No, mate. Right? How about when then I've got to have my treatment, and they all say, no, because we can't cope with the amount of COVID staff, right? Because we're having to donate all our resources there because people can't keep the R rate down. How about those people? They can sit outside while I have my treatment because I've done nothing wrong. You'd be like you're punishing them people who are permanently ill, cancer
Make a
patients,
good point.
God knows
You
what
make a
other
good
patients.
point.
There's so many patients that have had to have their treatment delayed. Cancer patients being put at risk of having their cancers come back and killing them because people don't follow the rules, and then the R rate goes through the fucking roof.
So
Right?
How are
here's the
people
thing. Like
supposed to
that
follow the
statement right
rules
there.
then?
That statement right there that he says like most footballers aren't taking the vaccine, so I'm not gonna take the vaccine. Those guys have the best healthcare services in the world. So even if they get it, they're gonna be put in the hospital really quickly, and they're gonna get treated like VIPs, trying to be kept alive.
VIPs.
Not everyone's gonna get that treatment. Like you have to realize that.
No, there's
And
some
so
people that just won't do it, and
there's some
they
people.
have
There's
their
some
own
people.
opinions about it. But then what I say to them is, how do you think smallpox got eradicated? How do you think influenza got annihilated? How do you think the Spanish flu got annihilated? All because of vaccines. So it must work.
Well, listen, you still got to convince the people to
Tuberculosis.
take it, though. I think we're at a crossroads right now. I mean, I have a feeling it's gonna be like this for another year, but
It's going to be like this
enough
for
on
another.
that.
And this is, but Bargav, if you look back at the last major outbreak or something like this, it was after the First World War, and
Yeah, but
it started during the First World War, right?
you
During the
can't
end
make
of the
people
First
take
World
it
War,
though. You can't make
right?
people take it.
No, people won't take it. Like that's fine. If they want
Yeah,
to put their lives at risk, that's up to them.
but
Right? But what I'm
yeah,
saying is, no, this is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, back then we had no hygiene control. Right? The hospitals were overflowing. Do you know why? Because we never had hygiene, lockdowns, wash yourself, wash this, wash that. How many people died from it? Instead of the walking 10 million people, it killed 50 million people. We've only lost over 1 million people over which essentially they're classing as another sort of great massive pandemic, right? So, like, clearly the lockdowns must have been working, right? And what we're doing is better than what we did in the past, right? So, but what I'm saying is that back then, like, this lasted not just 1818, but end of 1818 and 1890, and no, the end of 1918, sorry, and the year 1919. It went on from 1919 to 1920 to 1921, like for a few years before it eventually lost its like killer, like the virus lost its killer instinct. It couldn't. It kept adapting. That all of a sudden it can't kill you anymore. You get immune to it, and that's the point. We're having to get immune to this thing, right? And the vaccines are just there. They're not people saying, "Well, I know people that are still getting it." It's not about people. Vaccines are not. It's there. The COVID vaccine in a minute. They've already said it's not going to stop you getting it. It's going to stop you dying from it, and that's what it's doing. There's hardly any people that have been admitted at the minute. Not a lot of people have died from it. Not especially people that have been vaccinated. So it's clearly the vaccines are working to what they've said. So everyone's gone quiet.
No, it's just a difficult issue, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's difficult, and everyone
I'm
has their
just
own
keeping it
opinion.
honest. Like at the end of the day, like I mean, a lot of people on social media can say whatever the hell they want about the vaccine.
But we're gonna talk
But at the
about
same
that.
time, if you have to deal with that situation, let's see what you
Yeah.
say in the moment. It's like one of
But
those
you
things.
gotta. Yeah, it's like some people that are healthy. I feel that.
Yeah, but there's
I don't blame in a sense because like they've never been had to deal with health issues before, and it's been a while. I wait for them, but they've got to sometimes look at some people that have to have treatment every single day, and it's like, well, what happens if they don't get their
yeah, but they
hospital
can't
treatment
though.
because if the
They
hospital's
can't though.
overstaffed?
They can't though.
It's,
They
it's
haven't been in that
no.
situation.
But it's like they've got to sort of think about millions of other people in the country that need treatment every week or every other week, right? And think just for the sake of keeping as many people as we can alive, because life is precious,
Yeah.
just to give some sacrifices up, some freedoms up, right?
There's
And
only
it's
so
just
many doctors too. Don't forget, like there's only so many doctors, and they can't if they're
but if the
overloaded. I mean, they might not.
and people
They
moaning the
might not take
government,
care of
but
the
all you're
important stuff.
doing, you're not moaning the government. You and I really don't want to go down into it this deep. I just want to focus about Arsenal actually. Right. So
We'll get back to
what I
it,
do
man. We'll get back to it.
Games FC vaccines don't
It's not the
stop.
spreading of the virus. It's
No,
the
it stops
the
you
dying from the
dying from
virus.
it.
Also, it's the government's fault as well.
Yeah.
No, it's down to the government are acting on what the doctors tell them to. I keep saying this for the 100th time, right? They have got tons of doctors telling them, right, what this vaccine is doing. They've got the whole World Health Organization, the WHO, on their ass telling them how to deal with this, right? Because they are not doctors, they're not professionals, right? So whatever they're deciding is been recommended by highly skilled doctors that have been doing this for 20, 30 plus years in health and care. So like whatever they're coming out with and say we need to do this, I'm going to believe them because that's what the doctors are saying, right? And Games FC, I hear your point. It don't stop the spreading of the virus. That's not what they've said. They have said literally to stop people dying from it, not to stop you getting it. It's to stop you dying from it. And in that sense, it is working. It is working. You can't really deny that because usually when so many people have gone up in cases, the death rate's gone up through the roof. That's what happened at the start.
Anyway, like I do think everyone's gonna have to deal with the virus at a certain
We're in
point.
the worst
I mean,
position.
in whatever fashion, like whether you have to get the vaccine, whether
Yeah, I mean, like 50 million
So-
people had to deal with the last major outbreak.
I hope
Right.
it's. I hope, and I do hope like it's.
Just
like
think of that.
I think a friend of mine said like everyone's gonna
Just,
experience some
just, but just think of
experience.
that though. But just think of that though. Like we had, why would I want to take the risk? Take the risk of what? What? Why would you want to take the risk of what? please explain. But like, what I would ask is that what I would say is that if you look at the last pandemic that happened, right, because of the lack of hygiene, the lack of knowledge around hygiene and spreading of viruses in there, it nearly killed the same amount of people as World War II did. 50 million people. Right? The Second World War was only 65, and the Great War was only 10. It killed 5 times more than the Great War did.
The guy sounds like a smart guy. Let him. He can do his risk management based on where he's at. If he never goes out, he doesn't really need to get the vaccine.
Well, no, yeah, but
they have to. I mean, listen. I mean, it's
a
personal
choice. I hardly go out at all, so you could say that about me. But then I could quite easily pop into the hospital.
Yeah, but you still go to the hospital. But you still go to high risk. You still go to that high risk place, though.
Well, not really, because we're in a separate building that's completely separate and doesn't let anyone in. But
see, for me, like,
right?
For the people that don't ever...
I can easily walk into the toilet and pick it up.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
is,
like,
matter. You could be easily get it no matter where you go. Even it only takes one trip out.
But what I'm saying is, like, for a lot of people, like, you know, if you haven't seen who work from home and etc., all they do is see the grocery store and come home. So it's just he has to like assess that for himself.
Big up Games FC. It's becoming mandatory now, bro. Look, people have their own choice. I'm not gonna sit here and say you've got to go get it, right? If you don't want to have it, then that's fine. It's like I'm not here to jump up and say you've got to go do this, that, and all the other, right? But I only would advise you would. I would say I would advise you do so because I've been in hospitals all my life. I've seen doctors, countless doctors, and times again. And one of my doctors has saved my life 6 times over. And if he says I've got to take it, I'm going to go take it. And like it's kept me alive. Soon you'll need a vaccine card to go to watch your favorite football. It may come down to that. But we're going to move into that anyway another time. I want to move on from that. We can go. We're doing that tomorrow a bit more. So if you want to talk about a bit more tomorrow, if you want to come on and have your say, any of you guys, please do churn up tomorrow. We'll open the lines up. Aubameyang's captaincy stripped from Arsenal Football Club. I don't know who's going to get it now. Bargav, what did you make of Aubameyang now and his behaviour and the whole
look? I'm embarrassed
situation
on 2 fronts here, regardless of whether he should have been stripped or not. And I'm not gonna it's one of those things, like, for me, where I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, all right, the story, whatever, like, he's going to go see his mom, and then the club used that as the springboard for this stuff to happen, and they waited a day after yesterday. It's embarrassing that year in, year out, we're the only club with drama like this. That's what I got out of this thing.
Is it a point that Arteta is not strong enough on these players? Because the first time
have you ever seen a coach fall out with, like, how many players? Like, is it like 9 now? Is it 8, 9 something?
But apparently this guy's got
you're telling me
this guy's supposed to be the best man manager and the best young coach in world football.
So this is what annoys me, because I've never been so embarrassed like this week. Because, okay, first of all, let's go through the Aubameyang thing. I mean, 2 years ago, if you're gonna give somebody a big contract, you have to, like, sit there and be like, I'm gonna support him through the contract regardless of what happens, right?
Yeah,
that's a big contract. You can't, like, get out of that. You know, that's big money. You're gonna pay that. So when you're, like, trying to give something out like that, you realize that.
Yeah. Sorry. Before I go out, I would just say games. When I have my third, I have had 3 full vaccines, not 2 in a booster like everyone else. And I probably felt maybe a few symptoms before the end of the day. end of the evening. But the next day, I was fine. Not a problem.
Yeah, I had
And
none.
And then
I had
it's
none.
people say this that you're supposed to feel different completely afterwards. I've never felt different afterwards. Never.
See,
I
the
was
thing
fine
about
the next day.
one thing I
Anyway,
do
you
want to
go on.
say on one thing I want to say on that is, as soon as I got the vaccine, I just felt, for me personally, I felt more confident in the fact that I could go out and
Yeah, you feel more
live my
confident
regular
doing it.
life.
And that's the thing.
Now,
It's like
if you can
my
get
mum
that,
has more reaction, and she's supposed to have more immunity, which was
so
my case again. Which
so
had said my case again earlier. If if it over accelerates your immunity, the people with less immunity should usually don't have many symptoms from it. So like it's, but I'm not going to take the risk, and I'll still take the vaccine. And I don't.
so
I had a few reaction. Like I didn't have like a few I have a few symptoms like I do with every flu jab. Actually, every flu jab over the year, I had a few symptoms, but then the next day I'm fine.
So that's the thing. For me now, like I feel like I felt good about going to public places. If you can
That's
get
what I
that
do.
feeling, if you
I
feel
feel
like
that. Yeah,
if you feel like you can get that feeling, definitely get the vaccine. If you
that's
can't,
what. Yeah, that's what I
if you
do,
don't,
man.
and you think like don't get it, it's just gonna you're gonna have like crazy anxiety from going out and be like, does this thing actually work or not? For me, it was like I got the vaccine and I felt confident going out. So go with that.
That
In trying to determine.
games. I'll just say this again, and I'll say it for the last time. I am, yeah. That's why it doesn't mean you can't catch. Doesn't mean you won't catch it or spread it. I get. I already said. I haven't said you're definitely not going to get it because you take the vaccine. I haven't said that. I've said you're not going to die from it. Like, or you've got a very, very, very small percentage compared to if you did not get it, you'd have a very high percentage. Right? Very, very rarely have I seen cases of people being fully vaccinated, get COVID, and then die. That's the point. That's the point of it. So
Yeah, just to
it's
just
to
to
stop you
test it.
dying from it.
Yeah, if you're on the edge, like just think about like, is it gonna like, what's it gonna do? Like, are you gonna constantly be thinking about it or not? I think
I don't think about it anymore.
like for me, like I don't even like for me, I felt good after it, and
I mean, I've always felt good about going back afterwards, you know? Like,
well,
okay,
I
I
mean,
get it.
the
There's
problem
always
with this, the problem with this is people have so many conditions. Like you rack up stuff like over
But
time,
here's the
right?
thing. This
That's
is
the other
like
part
with
too.
some people have like the people with clots, for example. Like that's one in 1 million cases, or 100,000 cases. Like that's one person. Like
Yeah, let's talk about that tomorrow. Let's get
yeah,
back to
that's
your
still I'll
vomit.
talk about
Let's
tomorrow.
talk
But
about
like
Arsenal now.
It's a good
I'm
topic.
trying.
The vaccine topic
No,
is important, but
I
tomorrow.
love talking about it, but it's like that's all I'm saying is that's every vaccine that comes out. There's always going to be people that have a massive reaction to something like that and got a clot or something, and some people passing away from it. But that's at a very like small percentage, extremely small. So, but anyway, Aubameyang, yeah, Aubameyang, you were saying, well, go.
Not like I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty embarrassed. This
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, like my thing is like I've said this. Like I mean, we're in that situation where like we're a big drama show every year, every freaking year.
Look, Danny, you know it's right, man. The king of waffling is on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Continuing.
Yeah, look. My opinion on it is that it's about time he's captaincy restrict. He was never good enough for a captaincy role anyway. Right, so I'm glad he's actually done this, so we can get him try and
No,
get a
because
proper captain in.
but that's not a good look, man. I mean,
No,
that's
it's not. It's not a good look. But like,
Yeah.
if it means we have to get a better captain on the pitch, then I'll take it.
Makes
you know
no
what I mean.
difference. It makes no
It
difference.
it's gonna make no difference anyway. It's because we've got a manager that's
Exactly,
totally
so-
clean nets anyways. But
Nah, listen. I think
he's not
for
gonna.
me
And do you know what
personally,
he's gonna do? I guarantee it. He gives it to Xhaka.
nah, like
I
no,
guarantee
like
it.
for me, I'm gonna put it this way. Like
Who wants to take bets? Who's going to get the captaincy?
Look, for me, Aubameyang, like, you know, I really don't know what the hell he does, like, internally, right? But at the same time, like, how many captains have been stripped publicly like this? Harry Maguire didn't even get his like captaincy stripped after like a major incident. Think about that.
Yeah,
so for me, like this, so Arteta for me, like 9 players. What's the odds of somebody falling out with 9 people? Some of which are doing well in other situations.
I'm going to quickly do the poll.
But what is captain material? Like, I feel like everyone has this idea that he has to be vocal, out there, like, like strong man, big tough guy. I feel like Arteta's a captain because he's a fake tough guy. Is that what you want from your captain?
Sorry, I'm just gonna, because people are coming up with debate. I think it's time Arsenal.
What's a good captain? Like, I actually want to know
what a good captain is. Someone that can actually, it's like a Ramsdale who quite easily won't accept any sort of poor performances on the pitch.
You can't give the captaincy to Saka.
Hang on a minute. Like, we're not saying that. What we're saying is what makes a good captain is someone that can galvanize the players in the middle of a game, like encourage them, motivate them to be able to carry out the manager's instructions, make sure the manager's instructions are applied on the pitch, because that's basically his mouthpiece on the pitch, and like maintain a proper respect and good reputation amongst the fans and also the players as well. So, but
I guarantee you, it's not
and
just
also
yelling and, like, acting tough on the pitch,
sometimes
though, right?
Yeah, but sometimes it also takes just by the way you play the game. If you play the game by working hard, like making tackles, you're trying to affect the game in any which way possible, then absolutely, that's what makes a leader. I mean, you see how Tierney plays all the time, always trying to get back, defend, like trying to get forward, create chances. Ramsdale, like recently, people were saying he's captain material because the way he commands his box, he shouts his defenders, like whenever there's something going wrong, which is usually every 5 bloody minutes, saves he makes, and then like the motivation he to get, like before every set piece, like come on, you can defend this, and then like just by leading, just by the way he plays the game, just oozes leadership.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. But those are in positions where the ball's actually there, and you can.
And by the way, I just put a poll as well. Is Aubameyang finished as a striker, not Arsenal, as a striker? Like,
see, see, for me, like, that's a debate to be had, because I think something that changed my mind this week is, like, I mean, somebody was pointing out like the number of chances Liverpool miss.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, they create a hell of a lot.
Would you think if Potter, who creates so many more chances that came into Arsenal, would he get Aubameyang firing him?
I think so, man. Because like right now,
that's what I would say.
We don't create anything. We create 3 chances at most, maybe 2 chances.
And the reason Aubameyang doesn't score those chances is because he hardly gets any chances to try and score any goals, so he doesn't get any confidence because of it. He doesn't get any confidence from the chances he gets, because those chances he's got to score them. Otherwise, he ain't going to see another one for another 20 or bloody minutes.
See, it all comes down to Arteta for me, man. I mean, I feel like you have to realize
it comes down to the manager, mate.
No, listen, he's ruined a lot of. You can't ruin 9 players and say that like say that it's
This is what I'm saying.
Are you telling me, like, if you're a manager tomorrow, you're gonna fall out with like 9 players?
Right. Yeah. Yes. He's finished as a striker. No. The Games FC. What I said was, as a striker, not at Arsenal, as a striker. Forget being at Arsenal, forget being anywhere else. Is basically, would he go to another club and be able to ball it at any other club, like a Liverpool, Man City? Not
If he
at
goes to
Arsenal, as a
Barcelona tomorrow,
striker in total. Like, that's what I was asking. He's done this at Dortmund before when
but that also reduced his fee to come to Arsenal. Otherwise, he's not coming to Arsenal. So
yeah, but that's not a good sign though. If that's the case, you'd rather go someone like
and he
that's
told him he
why.
wanted out like two like yeah, I don't know. There's I have to read about that again, but there's more to it. I remember the
Oh
Dortmund
mate,
thing.
like halfway through last season, I was on him out. I said I'm
Yeah,
getting
you did.
sold
You
now.
did.
Yeah, I said that. I can't speak for other clubs, but yeah, I just meant as himself as a striker, his talent at the minute. Is he finished? That's what I was saying.
Dude, when Aubameyang's like when he's at the top of his game, man, there's nothing like it. I mean,
Oh yeah,
like I
this is what
mean,
I'm saying. It's missing confidence. You
he
don't
was the
lose
closest thing
that.
to Alexis Sanchez in the last like in terms of like product in terms of what he used to do.
Oh,
Impact.
Sanchez, mate. Trust me,
Yeah.
mate. Sanchez was just quality. Like Cazorla's birthday, I think it was. Was it today or yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday, man. Oh, I've seen someone like when he played against Man City, just like some of the play. It was just
Yeah.
magical with his feet. I can only go by what I've seen at Arsenal.
Yeah,
Well,
he's had a
but
really good.
I get that. I get that. He's had a good career at Arsenal. I gotta admit,
He's not a failure. He's not a
he's
failure.
not
At
a
Arsenal by no
failure.
means.
No. I would say he's. You also got to look at Dortmund as well and what he managed to produce there. Don't forget, he's one of. He used to be in 5 seasons straight, one of the only 5 seasons in a row, only 5 strikers have got over 20 goals, and he's one of them. So he can't be shit. Like, he can't just switch overnight. No, the reason the year he lost that was straight after winning the FA Cup, where he effectively won it himself. So, like Luca, what do you think on it? You're on mute.
Sorry, I'll start again. To be honest, with the Aubameyang situation, I think it was the right thing to obviously strip him as a captain. Like I've backed Aubameyang, right? And I said this earlier, and I've got a video to put out at some point this week about it. And I said on my video what I think.
Whoa, hang on. You sound like a fucking robot. Are you on wireless headphones?
1 minute, let me come back. 1 minute.
Yeah, it might be on wireless headphones, that's why. Sound like a fucking dialogue. Fucking dialogue. Like, honestly. Exterminate. Exterminate. This is what it sounds like, man. He's back now. Let's see if we can get him on. How's that?
Am I a robot?
No, he doesn't sound like Dalek now, man.
Fucking hell. But no, as I was saying, yeah, my thoughts about Aubameyang, right? I think it was the right thing to strip him as a captaincy because I've made a video on this and I'm going to upload it probably tomorrow or some point at the end of the week.
Okay.
Right. And I've already recorded it and edited
It's all right.
it.
You can plug it in.
But what I will
I was
say...
going to let you plug it in at the end, but you can do that. Go on.
No, that's fine. But what I'll repeat it anyway at the end anyway. But no, what I will say is with the Aubameyang situation, I think it was the right thing, Stephen and Bargath, to obviously strip him as the captain because his attitude stinks. 350 grand a week, right? Breaks all these freaking rules, these COVID rules and all that stuff. Not even playing for the manager. He's already Mikel Arteta out, right?
Well,
And at the
we
end
can
of the
tell
day,
we can only tell by his attitude, though. You can't really say
yes,
he
but
is, but
the
you can
thing is,
tell.
Stephen, he has a bad attitude. But at the end of the day, right? I loved Aubameyang, right? When we first signed him, you
Well, so
said,
did I, mate.
right? Is that he was one of the best strikers in the world at the time, and he was killing it. He was, and I loved it when we got rid of Olivier Giroud, right? Which we kind of regretted now. But at the end of the day, we got a better player out of it at the time. And then Aubameyang, right? He was part of our FA Cup success when we won it last year. Then after that, ever since he signed that contract, I was begging for him to sign that contract, right? I never expected he was going to be like this, right? But ever since then, it's another Ozil situation, right? He's just there for the money, and I called it out. I called it out. I can't remember what game it was, right? I gave him so many chances, and if we go back about 6 months ago, right, during pre-season, right, 5-6 months ago, I remember when we played Watford and Millwall behind closed doors, and Hibs and Rangers, we didn't win those games, right? Hibs we lost, and Rangers we drew. I remember I said I'll give Aubameyang until the January transfer window, right? And I backed this guy, and I loved Aubameyang at the time. But now I've got to a point where I've lost patience in this guy, and it came down to the game at Old Trafford against Manchester United when we lost.
So who would you? Well, I don't think that was solely his fault, to be honest. Though, like to be honest, you can't really blame solely on Aubameyang that one.
But
the
thing is, people can blame the manager if they want, right? Right? If you put a better manager in there, right, you will get him firing again. You will.
I've said that though. That's what you just said though.
Yeah,
That's
you will get him firing again. But we're not going to replace Mikel Arteta for another year or two.
Plus, we also improve our midfield in that space of time.
Because even if we still had this manager right in charge, and we improved in our midfield, Aubameyang's still not going to hit firing.
Right. Okay. So so that's what I'm saying. Like, we need someone who creates a lot of chances. Then I feel he will.
You need someone who's going to come in, right? A manager is going to be.
You have to be careful.
Get the best out of him.
You have to be careful. It's like you could easily just not work. So you have to be still careful. But
would Graham Potter be the right man for the job to get the best out of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Even if it's the best what you've got.
He's one of the best realistic options we've got, mate.
Anybody would create more chances than this. This is just...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is just, it's dreadful. Like,
with the ball,
how is it Everton get more? How's Everton got more chances than us? They
had 2 goals, and they had 3 goals, 2 goals disallowed.
Everton lost the other day to Crystal Palace. That's embarrassing. And we're the only team. Man. And Everton turned into a prime. But knowing Leeds United, Leeds are losing 5-0 the last time I checked.
And we should have lost to Palace also.
And technically, Leeds will probably turn up the weekend if the game goes ahead this Saturday, right? If Leeds will probably turn up and flipping destroy Arsenal.
They're losing 7-0 to Man City right now.
Yeah, man.
7-0?
Yeah.
Who?
I'm not joking.
Oh, my God.
Who?
Man City winning 7-0 in the moment.
Leeds who?
Leeds
against Man City.
And knowing that, Leeds will turn up against Arsenal on Saturday. It's pretty simple, isn't it?
There might be a firing tonight. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Leeds will turn up this weekend.
Foden scored, Grealish scored, De Bruyne scored 2, Mahrez scored 1, Ake and Stone scored also.
Oh my God.
And there's still 5 minutes left.
Wow. Auba was good for 2 seasons. In the last 2 seasons, he's got more to do with Arteta. Yeah. Games FC. If you're on, I don't know if you're an Arsenal fan, by the way, but it's nice to have you in the chat, mate. I don't know if you've been in before. Sometimes I forget.
I think you should give the captaincy.
If not, then please do. If you haven't, please do hit the like and subscribe, guys. Make sure you do that right now, and also join the membership. $1.99 a month membership, Prime. You got Featley Fire to level 1, right? And then you got level 2, which is the Featley Warrior. You get members only live streams, early access to videos, stuff like that. And then you've got
the
Featley Legend number 3. Connect to me, connect via social media, and he's been since '94. Yeah. Well, I was practically an Arsenal fan when I was born in '94, so yeah, you go. It's snap.
Can I say something?
I'll just
be the captain.
Yeah, I'll just quickly. I'll just say anyone that please do hit that like and subscribe. Do join the membership as well. It's a little small donation at a festive time this Christmas to help kids who are seriously ill, and I'm having to probably spend Christmas in hospital. Like, it's Christmas in hospital, like, and may not know if they're going to get another one. So, like, let's try and raise as much as we can to give them the best opportunity possible, having another Christmas. Wow, big up to you, man. Big up. So,
Right, getting on what I was saying about the captaincy, who I think, well, personally in my hands, I'll start off with who I think they will give the captain, right? I think they're going to give it to someone like Granit Xhaka or Martin Odegaard. And for me,
he's giving it Saka. He's going to Saka, mate. Trust me.
it's going to go to Granit Xhaka. And all this flipping situation about, oh, yeah, when Unai Emery was in charge at Arsenal, Xhaka was on the verge of going to Hertha Berlin that January, that time, before Mikel came in, right before the pandemic started. And then technically, Arteta wanted to persuade him to stay, and then all that, and Xhaka started doing all this mouth stuff and all that stuff, swearing left, right, centre, and all that stuff to the fans. What kind of captain's that? But Mikel Arteta has to give the captaincy to someone like, oh wow, because he's got experience. Yes, and that. Yeah, he's the most Arsenal player, right? Recent years, he's got most red cards, right, at Arsenal Football Club.
Oh, mate, we've already know he makes most mistakes in He's made the most mistakes in the Premier League since he turned up, and that's why we always. It's a funny thing. We first of all, the first time he came to Arsenal, first time we didn't make the Champions League in 20 odd years, right? And then now we can't even make Europe with him, and people are telling
I
me
wonder
to
what
back the
everyone's
geezer.
thoughts was at the time when we first signed Xhaka. I wonder what everyone's thoughts that day when we signed Xhaka. I'd love to find a video that day when he first signed. I'd love to see people's reactions then.
I don't think
then.
YouTube was.
He was one of it was 2016, 17.
Yeah,
But not as much as it is now.
not as much now.
But like where channels come in left, right, centre. Look, like when he first came in, I didn't know much about him, but I heard he was apparently one of the highest recommended midfielders in Germany. So with that sort of reputation, a lot of people were like, "Yeah, okay, he looks good. We'll give him a chance."
I mean, Kolasinac had the same thing, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. All right. That's season after, like, and then he scored a massive worldie, like a smacker into the top bins about the first or second game in, and then that sort of got that attention up a little bit more. But obviously, once he got towards the latter after the season, it's just like any other Arsenal player, but like since Vieira in the midfield, bottle job. Maybe apart from Fabregas as well, but like because Fabregas was quality in the midfield. I'm sorry, he was legendary. Like, as much as people don't like him, I like him. I always did. So,
I mean, my problem is like that position right there you're talking about. Like, I'm sure you could find somebody a little bit more mobile.
Who is there out there, Bargath, you would take as mobile as defense? There's so many options you can get.
Like right now?
Yeah, in January. Realistic. Oh, Stephen's going to say the player who I don't rate. Oh, no. I said this on Rich's channel yesterday.
You don't rate Renato Sanchez?
No. Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say as well, and
that's one I would, because I've seen it. I mean, at the World Cup, he was not the World Cup, the Euros. He was actually pretty decent.
And he won the league with Lille.
You see, the thing is, what are we looking for? Are we looking for somebody who just sits there and like
DM, someone who can sit there and beat that horrible bastard?
I'm still mad we gave up Pereira actually because he was perfect for that situation.
Yeah, he was. I want someone who's that like lump that is.
Would you take someone like Rafinha from
Leeds? Kessie would be really good, but
Kessie's brilliant. Kessie's brilliant.
Rafinha, I'd take Rafinha.
Rafinha's quality, man. Rafinha's quality, scores goals.
But we're not going to get those targets in January.
Kessie's not
unless you're paying
I wonder if Busquets would actually come here, like now that Barcelona's in trouble.
Yeah, but you wouldn't pay that much. It would be absolutely
Yeah.
extortionate to get these players.
Ask
So
Sargaff about Jimmy Wijnaldum.
what do you
No,
make
he's
of
good.
Jimmy?
He was actually linked with us last year. I'm sure Charlie can find somebody in Brazil. For
This
us.
guy won't
Oh, here we go.
loan him only for 6 months, guys. It's not buying him, it's 6-month loan.
You don't know
6
that,
months.
Stephen. You don't
Yes,
know.
I do.
Yeah, somebody I would
No,
take is one of
and I'm
one
going
of
to say it for
PSG's.
the last time. Edu's backed himself into a corner saying it's a youth project. It's a youth project.
Well,
So
if it's a
if
youth
he goes-
project, then the youth project's pretty much ruined. Then.
No. Because
Well,
if
it
he
is because Jimmy Wijnaldum is 31 years of age.
will you actually let me finish? Because he's loaning him, he's not bought him. So if he loans him for 6 months and then goes get someone who's 23, 24, then it's still part of the project youth, right? So that makes sense. If he then goes buys him afterwards, then it's ruined. But because he's backed himself into the corner, he won't make himself look like an idiot by going and buying him at the after a 6-month loan, unless he absolutely smashes it. If he smashes it, which he probably would do better than frigging Xhaka, then I would say, well, why not have him for a couple of years at Arsenal? Give us a lot of experience in the midfield.
If it all depends on the wages.
teach-
We've had this situation
Did
before.
he teach Partey in the Congo how to play in the Premier League?
Yeah, there's definitely people out there we can get
That's what I'm saying.
on free
That's
on
what
a
I'm
free
saying.
on a I'll take one of PSG's like midfielders like Idrissa Gueye or like
Well, that's what we're doing.
Pereira.
That's what we're doing.
He's good. Arisa Gay's good. I'll take him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
but
would
that's why
probably love to come
PSG
back.
won't offer him.
I'll take him. I think he's quality, man.
But that's why PSG won't offer him.
Anybody who jumps from Everton to like PSG that's insane. Like,
But that's why no one. But that's why no one will offer him because they, you know what I mean? Like
Would you take someone like Verratti?
he's not coming.
he's not.
That's way too world class.
coming.
That's way too world class.
Come on, man. Like, use some logic. Like
That's
he
like a
ain't
top.
coming.
That's like a top 15 player that the PSG have that no one thinks he's top 15.
Bazuma?
No,
We tried that route.
Bruno Guimaraes?
I mean, I would take Conor Gallagher.
No,
if
you ain't.
there were
You
a
ain't.
sub,
You
but-
ain't. Yeah, Gallagher. No. We need a DM.
Conor Gallagher's far too young.
Yeah, he's $2 to box. I mean,
He's not the right player we need. We
No.
need a.
but then then again, like I feel like you could get like a really balanced person too, and they could split the duties.
Someone said yesterday, when I was on Rich's channel yesterday, right, someone was saying about Kante's the same age as Jimmy Wijnaldum.
Yeah, he is.
And then you're starting to think Kante's still good and he's the best defensive midfielder in the world. People can go
But
on about
he's not.
ages and wages and all that.
Well, I mean, he's the biggest. He shows up in really big games, so that's the thing with him. Conte, he shows up in huge games, unlike any other player I've seen.
I'm sorry. Like I couldn't.
I don't think. I
wish
just
I was
don't
there
think.
earlier. No, I'm sorry, Bug. I just love this. I just love this. Like Reese's reaction earlier. Just like yeah, but like he won't get you into the top 4. He just won you the fucking league
Yeah.
2 years ago. He just won you the league. Of course, he gets
You
you.
know-
Actually, last season he was in Liverpool squad. Then when there was 7th,
I like how
and
they
still
said
got him in the
yesterday that
Champions
David Luiz, when I mentioned something about David Luiz, oh yeah, we're signing all these fucking rejects like David Luiz, Willian, and all them lot. But people were saying that Luiz was already finished.
Yeah, it was finished.
No, but I wanted to actually give him 1-year contract because I don't think we would have.
I think there's better players than Jimmy Wijnaldum we can get. I genuinely think there is. But
Yes, but it doesn't mean we can't. We can't like Richarlison. No, mate, he is mate.
What's
Ever-
wrong with him?
Hang on, he hasn't scored in like Everton won a game.
Man
in
City
2
won
months.
7-0.
Yeah, but no. But before this year,
Where's he
Richarlison was
been?
really good.
Yeah, but
This is
where's he
Everton's
been?
like worst season of like
Where's he
in the
been?
last 4.
Where's he been?
Oh,
It's
he's
all right.
no,
Yeah,
he's
what? Because he turned up for Arsenal. That's great.
no, he's had like
He's
Olympics,
inconsistent. He's inconsistent. No.
Olympics. Yeah, there was a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff with him
No,
earlier this year.
Bargav. Come on, man.
Dude,
Like,
this guy's a Brazilian international, bro. Like he actually
no.
plays.
Bargav. No. Bargav.
Ask
No,
me
this,
my thoughts
no,
on
Bargav.
Richarlison.
No, wait, hang on a
Go
minute.
ahead.
Bargav. There has been a Brazilian international, and then there's been a Brazilian international playing in the Olympics. There's a reason he's playing in the Olympics. It's because they don't bloody rate him. Otherwise, they
No,
wouldn't put him in the Copa America.
he plays in the
No.
national team, man.
I like that.
He plays in the national
he
team.
would have played in the Copa America, not the Olympics.
I'm sure he was at the Copa America. Actually, he was at the Copa
He-
America.
He did play though. That's why they used him in the Olympics.
No, because I think they rationed him for that. But I think he was at the Copa America.
Copa America 2021, isn't it?
Because I saw him at the.
Oh really?
He might have played like one of the early games actually. He's
Let
not
me-
a
let me
bad
have a-
striker because he gets called up every like.
But he doesn't perform. He's too inconsistent for me. Not compared to what we've got. Like, I don't think we need another like goddamn winger.
He'd fit our system now.
Like, I do think
he'll do well.
yeah. Like for me, we need no, I.
He'd
so
go
bad.
levels if he
It's
actually
no
comes.
mate, no mate, no.
Vlahovic
I
is
know-
like what? Like
I know he
big
did
one.
very good against Arsenal, but no, it's too inconsistent for me. Like, it is too inconsistent for me. I would sell no way, no, not in your life, not in your life, no. If we do that, then we got no ambition.
Why didn't you ask my thoughts on Richarlison and see
Go
what
on
I
then.
think? So, Luca, what do you think of your thoughts on Richarlison?
Here we go. Here comes another banner.
I like him, but I've got to go with Steven. I like him as a player, but I just think he's just a bit inconsistent.
24 years old though. Can he grow?
He's young, but my only worry is
I've
the
seen
price
24-year-olds
tag.
that are more consistent than him.
Is the price tag, and he's inconsistent.
Well, I feel like English internationals like. I feel like people in England like they're like
Do you know
they
who
tail
I
off
want?
really
Lautaro
quickly.
Martinez. I want Martinez.
I
Lautaro
like him at
Martinez.
Inter Milan.
I like
Inter
him
Milan
too.
are playing
He's
Liverpool
better.
in 2 months' time, and I like
put-
Lauritano.
No,
He won't
Martinez.
come.
Games
No
FC.
Champions League. He's not
Games.
coming.
No. He was on the. He could have come if we paid the money.
Yeah, he
If
could
had
have
the
done.
money. If he had, we would buy him. Simple as that. We just don't put our money where our mouth is. If we put our money where our mouth is, we get the Lautaro Martinez. Right? He goes off fun. You put Martinelli on the left. You put Saka on the right. Fuck me, Jesus Christ. Right?
That's top 4 ambition. That's not a title, but it's top 4 ambition.
Well, I don't care about top 4, but
Mhm.
it's some sort of ambition going forward. And then you invest even more after that. You invest in depth. Like,
For me, like Ollie Watkins or like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I
our
just don't
best
see
players
them.
at the moment
I
are
just don't see them being like.
our best players at the moment are Brazilians. Like,
He's pretty good, man. He's a good player. Like like.
tell what you said.
I hope Marley can talk about him one of these days
Yeah.
because he's a really good player for me. Like I mean,
Please.
You don't.
No, I'm not done. You need to come.
He's getting told by his parents.
yeah.
But anyway, the thing with Richarlison, I like him as a player, but I just think he's just a bit inconsistent.
I don't know. I feel like I do think that has a lot to do with Everton, but you have to remember, like the last 2 years have not been like the greatest for Everton.
No, of course not. So
With Brazil, he's a different player.
he is 100%.
So I mean,
Would you take Calvert-Lewin in
I
January?
would.
I love the guy, man. I rate the guy, man.
I don't know.
A lot of people might say Bargath, oh yeah, because of his injuries. I get that, but I am worried about that at the same time. But I think we need someone like that in the air. We haven't had someone in the air that's like a Giroud, and he's quite strong and he's quite speedy. So I'd take someone like that. Yeah, he got 16 goals, but that's with an Everton side. Come on, man. Arsenal got a better team than Everton.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think with our creativity.
Big up anyone that's watching on Twitch. Ballistic Mission, big up. Do hit the like and follow. Martinelli's my favourite player in Arsenal. Yeah. The Gabriel, no, the Arsenal's players is not like Arsenal's players, not the best players, aren't just Ramsdale, for example. Ramsdale. I mean, by far is our best player. He's won nearly man of the match every single match, which says a lot, actually, of how shit we are. Martinez, I would love to put like a Lukaku. Yeah, but I'm honestly, when I see Martinez and you've got Pepe as backup, you've got Martin in the left, you've got Saka on the right. But Pepe, I would love to give him more chances as well in the games because I think I can build this. If I was manager of this club, I'd get him playing every single week. And I said, I'll put my full trust in you for 10 games. Start playing. He will, and I'll play the ball.
10 games?
No. What I said, and I will start playing to you. I will play the ball onto you, let you run onto the ball, like play how you want to play. Trust me, mate. I'll get him firing on the right. I'll get Martinelli firing on the left. Martinez up front. You got Saka as backup as well. Fuck, Jesus Christ, mate! Like we would be dangerous to any side. We'd be dangerous. Like
at this point, he's probably gonna go to Tottenham.
Who?
Lautaro Martinez. Conte.
Well, there you go then, and that's because why?
Conte.
We wanted people for fucking. Some people are sitting there and saying Conte is not a good option to Arsenal than Arteta.
He's more than likely. He was actually gonna go to Tottenham last year too.
Well, but like,
that's only honestly,
if Edu had balls and stopped flipping burgers and smoking cigars on a fucking Caribbean beach, he'd actually get his money out and start paying these players and go and buy.
That's a joke, but like he actually did. I guess he had.
You don't know what's going to happen. Like Conte in 2 years is going to turn that Spurs side in not the top 4 title challenging.
No, they're going to be. I think they're going to get 5th.
I'm telling you.
I think 5th or 4th. One of those two.
No. Bargav.
Spurs are title contenders.
No, not title contenders. Absolutely
no.
Not.
Stephen, them as title contenders.
Luca, get your head out of rivalry mode and look at it realistically. The problem with Conte is everywhere he bloody goes, if he gets the money, he turns sides into frigging like title contenders in 2 years, and he wins stuff.
I wonder how much. I mean, they have. Listen, they do have
everywhere he's gone.
They have the better stadium. They have like London as a draw, but it depends on. Let's see how much money they give him.
Yeah, but what they will give him money. You really think he hasn't gone there without any money? He's got no money, right? And I'm telling you, he doesn't even need money. He knows where to put people in positions and start getting playing. All of a sudden, if I look at Tottenham's last fixtures, for example, right? And don't tell me I hate blowing up Tottenham's arse, right? But let me look at
just use all the ones that aren't in the Conference League.
They've beaten Brentford, drawn with Everton, which we couldn't do, right? Tottenham, they beat Leeds, they lost to Man United, right? So they've scored 5. They've got a goal difference of 4 goals and won 2 games in the first 2 games he's been in charge in the league.
No, I think they're gonna do well. I just don't. Sadly, they really, for me, like if they win that, they're probably gonna go after the League Cup this year, really hard,
Yeah, but
just to get that
honestly,
trophy
mate,
thing, just to get that trophy thing out of the way. And we could play
yeah,
them.
but
We could play them.
the games you see, the reason he embarrassed us is because we got a shit defense called Ben. Or we got a defender like Ben White. Gabriel's been pretty decent, but unfortunately, it's like having one arm behind your back if you freaking got Ben White next year. Like,
He's a good player. I keep
Who?
telling you, he's a good player. Richarlison.
Richarlison, no, he's not.
He's not world
just-
class,
he's-
but he's good.
He's not. But he's not for us to take forward. I don't want to keep buying players that are like, is he going to perform? Is he or not?
No, I think he,
And
I think
I
he'll do well.
don't
I think he'll do
know.
well at
Will
Arsenal.
more Pepe perform with a better manager though?
Yes,
You have to remember, like Richarlison's competing to stay in the Brazil squad. He's always going to be motivated.
what?
He's competing to actually stay in that Brazil squad.
I
For the World
wouldn't
Cup.
say that, mate. It's because he's good. No, no. I want to buy players that have been certified quality players.
But there's only
I
like
want play.
there's not that many that are like that.
You know, there's plenty that are like that have been consistently good. There's plenty of them. You just got to find them. Right. Unfortunately, with Richarlison, it's a bit like off. I mean, look at the
You have to
stats.
realize, like you have to
Look at
realize,
this.
like every top club in Europe is going to come
Look,
after
yeah.
the people that are certified. And if we don't have European football, it
But-
makes no difference.
But no, but what are you on about? Hang on a minute. Why is everyone moaning like we can't do anything? Right? We spent the most last season.
Like the top players.
We spent the most last season. We still buy players that are good, consistent players.
Yeah.
Not top quality, not like right world class, but really good quality youth, like players that are consistent and not just 1 minute here, 1 minute there, 1 minute here, 1 minute there. He's played 11 games so far, 3 goals and 2 assists. That's shit. That's shit. He's supposed to be a striker.
So you need what, 15 goals a year out of your striker?
I want over 20 goals. We're not going to win a title unless we get a striker that scores over 20 goals. Right? By
Yeah,
that way, he scores 6, 9, 10 goals.
See,
That's shit. That's shit. I'm sorry, that's pathetic.
who are you talking about?
Richarlison. I'm looking at his stats right now.
I think he's
That's
scoring
How
at
much,
least.
how much it kills me, right, to say this, right? I think Pepe's slightly better than Richarlison.
He is better than Richarlison. Why is that?
Well,
Why is that painful? Look, he played 40 games last season, 13 goals.
No, because
What are
Pepe
people
hasn't been
on about?
playing any
No,
matches.
look at it. Look, like, people are saying he's a
different
good
position
striker.
and different
No,
expectations.
no.
Pepe's not a
Play him up
striker.
front. Don't play Richarlison up front. You play Richarlison up front. Look, 13 goals in last season. He doesn't get anywhere. Giroud got more fucking goals than he did. And we sold him.
We're the top
We
20.
moaned about him.
We're the top
It's not
20.
good enough.
See, somebody I would want as a striker would be like Andre Silva. If we can, I feel like that's
15
a
goals
reasonable
in-
one we can get.
He had 15 goals in this game. That was in this season, 1920. Does it go 18-19? I don't think he was in the Was he?
See, listen, for me, like I would get Andre Silva over him. If
He
we
scored
can,
14 goals in it.
but
He's never scored. Look,
he's not.
he's
not
never
coming in.
scored. Look, Richarlison has never scored over 20 goals a season. That's not good enough. It's not good enough.
He's 20.
Yeah, but Stephen,
striker.
you're expecting a
Not as a
winner that's
striker.
going to come in with 20 goals.
He's not a
Name
winger.
me
He's a striker.
If you want a
play my front?
winger,
See,
if you want a winger who's going to score 20 goals, you go and get someone like
Luca, listen,
what?
everyone's saying playing my front, so I'm comparing him as a striker.
he,
He
I
can
mean,
play up front.
what's our striker gonna do? Like our striker is he's I still don't know what the best striker in our system is. Do you want a target man who sits up, who holds up the ball?
You need
Do
a
you want like
strike.
a guy?
You need someone like a Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You need someone
Yeah,
like that,
someone with both, right?
Whoa. Hang on.
or a Lautino
gonna-
Martinez. You
hang
need
on a
someone
minute.
like that.
I'm going to throw this one straight out the water. I bet you Calvert-Lewin ain't scored over 20 goals.
No, Calvert-Lewin scored 16
He's
goals
injured
last
this year,
season.
man.
16 goals last season is not
Yeah,
good enough.
Yeah,
See,
but
for
you
me,
need,
for
yeah, but,
me, it's simple.
yeah, but
For me, it's
Stephen, we
simple.
need someone in the air. We need someone in the air.
Doesn't fucking matter.
We haven't
He's
had
not-
someone in the air.
We
since
have fucking Giroud and we fucking told him because he's not good enough.
I know Giroud went missing for like how many games that season where we could have won the league.
So there you go. So why are you on about fucking Calvert-Lewin?
Hey, he's quality, man. He's quality.
See, for me, it's simple. I want Andre Silva, but like I think that's a reasonable guy we can get.
We need a striker
No,
like Thierry
no,
Henry.
no. You ain't getting that. No way. You ain't as crazy. You don't just create that, mate.
He's at Eintracht
That's
Frankfurt.
rare.
I'm sure he
They
can
are
come.
rare players. They are rare players.
I mean, but that's the thing. I mean, that's our biggest like concern right now is getting that striker and like one. I think we need one more attacking midfielder. Personally,
And we need, if Lacazette goes, we need 2 strikers.
yeah, we need 2 strikers.
And you go and get Lautino Martinez and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There you go. You've got
Martinez
Martinez.
isn't coming. He's not
Why
coming.
is this? Because hang on, why is this? Because he played 3 games and played them one, got 3 goals. Brilliant.
Who?
Right, where's he been for the rest of it? He's been injured with a fractured toe. You're joking. We're getting someone who's injured.
Look, I mean,
a player who's injured.
yeah, but that's a
Come
problem.
on.
We can say this. We can say this about any player before he shows up at Arsenal. Like Sterling is a interesting one.
Sterling, I'll
he's-
take him in a heartbeat, but that's
I think
never
he's
gonna
going
happen.
abroad. For me, I think he's going abroad.
He got 16 goals in the league. Not good enough.
I think Sterling's going abroad actually, but if he comes here,
And
that
actually,
will be
the
good.
Richarlison stats, that was in total goals. Not just league goals, total goals. 14 total goals throughout the season, over 40 games. That's not good enough. 15 goals in 41 games. That's not fucking good enough. What are we on about?
You think we're gonna? You think this year we could get Awar? You think that he's gonna go back in for Awar?
Go for it and pay the fucking money. Have the balls to pay the money. But no, we tiptoed around and got little fucking small young players saying, oh, but we need to build the foundations because we ain't got the balls to go and put the money where their mouth is.
So which one do you
He
think
doesn't
is coming
understand.
in January? So which one do you think is coming in January? Striker? I
No
think
one.
striker at this point, but
No one.
No one.
no,
It's
because with the bombing,
January.
I think that's the reason they probably did that.
No. Fargo, it's January. We don't buy anyone in January.
Then we're fucked.
Right?
The rest
We
of the
don't buy
season is gonna be.
I know, we're already fucked anyway. Mate. Look, last season, Richarlison's league goals in 34 games, 7. And you're telling me that's good enough? Whoever says that's good enough is smoking something.
For me, he's gonna get better. I think he's gonna get better.
No, but that's not even good enough.
Get him away from Everton. He's gonna get him away from Everton. He's gonna get better.
No, that's taking risks.
We took a risk on. We took a risk on Ramsdale this year, didn't we?
Yeah, but that's right. No, and do you know what?
No. You can't tell me. You can't tell me.
Steven, you said that Ramsdale was shit.
You can't tell me Ramsdale.
Vargav, hold the phone. What we say here, Vargav, hold the phone. What I said is, right? What I'm saying is, we bought And this is by his admission. He bought Ramsdale because of his personality. His personality. He bought him because of his personality.
But
not
it was a
because of his
major
fucking
risk.
talent.
It was a major risk.
I'm not doing it again. Because most of the time, it don't fucking work.
No.
It don't work. It don't work.
I think we're that club that has to take risks, man.
No, we don't.
Without European football, yeah.
No, we don't.
Big up,
No, we
guys.
don't. It's called scouting.
Yeah, and we dismantled that last year, and we
Yeah,
got some of
well,
it back.
who did that? Mikel Arteta and his board. So you better put it back together again. But I'm not buying players that score 7 goals in 34 league games.
Yo,
That's
Richarlison,
no way.
he's gonna
No
be really
way.
good. Like
No
down
way.
Who are you talking about?
Richarlison.
Say we're talking about Richarlison, who scored 7 goals in
Why would
34
you-
league games.
You know that Everton turned down 100 million for Richarlison, so it's not going to
100
cost
million for
anything.
that?
He's not going to cost anything less than 80 million. Just so you
No
know.
way. I'm not paying 80 million for that.
So I don't
I'm
know
not paying 80 million for that. No way.
why anyone would suggest Richarlison. Calvert-Lewin is cheaper and better, and it fits the way we want to play it more.
And games FC, to be honest, why the hell? Why are we taking a risk on Richarlison when we got a manager who's barely scoring goals? Hang on, when he's barely scoring goals, right, for Everton, why are we going to put him in a manager who first can't beat Everton and first can't create any more chances more than Everton? He created less chances than Everton.
For me, I'd not take Richarlison at this football club, mate. If I didn't even know that Everton wanted 100 million, and I didn't even know that. But
Luca, why we?
No, they turned down 100 million. So basically, they wanted more.
Guys, what I'm saying is that they have more shots on target than us. So why are we going to go by a striker who can only score 7 goals for Everton, and yet this?
yeah, but Stephen,
more
who
chances.
are you going to get in the January transfer window? Like, we're not buying anyone in
We're
January.
not buying anyone in January.
We ain't buying anyone. We ain't buying anyone.
We're talking about the summer. I think he gets his press conference as well.
Once
Yeah,
the
we're not-
Bamian leaves in the summer, right?
Let me just quickly go
If
through his
he
press
goes,
conference.
we'll end up getting a striker
So
in.
I'll go through the press conference quickly, so I did say I'll do it.
Oh yeah, press conference, man. I even watched it, so you can show me so I can read it.
If you want to. If you watch it. Just watch it with me.
Just because Richarlison had a good game against us doesn't
That's
mean
the point.
he's the
Because he had a
answer
good
to our
game
problem.
against.
And
he's
to
the
be
whole
fair,
point.
he's probably a better winger than he is a striker.
No, but you know,
And we don't need a
If
winger.
they're not going to convert Richarlison into a striker, they're not going to convert him into a striker.
He is a
He's more of a-
striker.
He's
No,
a winger who's played striker for Everton when
Yeah, exactly.
Calvert-Lewin is injured.
Thank you. And Calvert-Lewin can't even score more. And can't even score over 20
We got
goals.
Martinelli. We don't need Richarlison. If we're going to buy a striker, buy a proper striker.
So
Who scores
why
goals.
would you take? Hang on. Why would you take Calvert-Lewin? You can't score over 20 goals either.
Mate, we need
Yeah,
someone
but he
in
doesn't.
the
He
air.
doesn't. But
Yeah,
I'll
but-
tell you something. I'll give you a reason why.
Yeah, but
Lukaku-
hang on, yeah, but
No, but you
hang on,
asked
we
me.
had that problem with Giroud. Yeah, I'm just saying we had that problem with Giroud.
No. But you can't compare them. Giroud, we bought Giroud when he was 26 years. Giroud was never a talent. Calvert-Lewin has been progressing for every season.
Mate, I'll
Similar
take
to
Calvert-Lewin, man.
Lukaku didn't
I've got to
score
agree with Saeed,
20 league goals. It took Lukaku 5 years before he started to score 20 league goals. I mean, it's Everton.
It's too early for me. I don't want him under
How often do you see a striker score 20 league goals for a team who finishes below 10th
I agree.
every season?
I agree.
There's the reason why they finish so low.
And why would a striker want to come with 20 plus goals if Arsenal
To
could finish
Arsenal.
between 8th or 10th?
Exactly.
hey, say,
You
what's your
need
opinion?
someone
And the
like
thing-
Calvert-Lewin. You need someone like Calvert-Lewin. We need someone in the air.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand
He's
Olivier
homegrown.
Giroud.
He knows the league.
He does, and he's experienced, and you need
he's
someone
better
like that.
every season. The thing is, you look at trends, you can see that Calvert-Lewin, for every season, he keeps getting better. He keeps scoring more goals. He
He's
keeps
had a fractured
developing.
toe for how long?
That's what you want.
It doesn't matter if he had a
Who-
fraction toe.
Oh, it
So
doesn't
who
matter
are
if
we
fractured
gonna
toe.
buy?
You know what? Hang on.
Who are we gonna buy?
We're the Arsenal.
Who's better than Calvert-Lewin?
Oh,
And it's
for
gonna
me,
come to Arsenal.
Martinez.
for me,
Is this injury prone? Right? He scores
Who?
bags of goals. He's bags of goals. Martinez.
Martinez didn't score 20 goals last year either. And he plays in Italy for a better team who won the league.
hey,
He's
Saeed,
never
what
scored
about
20 league goals.
Andre Silva?
Andre Silva went to Leipzig this
Frankfurt.
season. They're not gonna sell it. They've just bought him.
You don't think Frankfurt would sell that? Someone.
Do you mean Ivan Toney or Andre Silva?
Ivan Toney's. Isn't that the biggest risk of them all?
No, I wouldn't go for Toney yet. I wouldn't. I would. Andre Silva. Leipzig bought him this season from Frankfurt.
I wouldn't take Andre Silva. Not for
So
me.
they're not gonna sell him, and they are in Champions League every season. I don't even think he wants to come.
I feel like
That's-
he's the perfect record. Because I feel like
Yeah,
he's
we
the
should have bought him instead of Leipzig. He only cost 20-something million, but
Yeah.
we didn't. They're not gonna sell him now.
So he's
After one
24.
season.
So Martinez is 24. Scored no goal. This season, if you look at this season, he's already on 15 league games and 10 goals and 2 assists.
Yeah,
It's just
but he's never scored
so
20
much
goals either. If that's your merit, and he plays in a lesser good league, in a
but
better
for
team.
me, for me, he's also a winner. He's got the winning mentality.
But what does that mean?
What does that mean? It means that he's got that. He's already got that winning mentality to take into the side. That's got no winning mentality whatsoever. It's got the mentality to finish friggin' eighth.
I mean, no,
So
I
if you
think
give some of these players like a kick up the backside.
I like Martinez, but he's not coming either, and it's gonna cost.
I like.
Why would he leave?
Martinez,
Why
man.
would he
That's
leave a
quality,
team
man.
who wins title and plays in Champions League every season? He just signed a new contract this year because he didn't want to leave. So it's not coming to Arsenal. These players will only leave to go to a Man City or to a Real
100%.
Madrid,
100%.
Bayern Munich. He's not gonna downgrade and come to Arsenal. We have to be
We need a
honest
good
with
coach.
each other.
I mean, we need a great coach.
Arsenal
Right?
4 years ago could have bought these players, but for every season we are without Champions League, it's gonna be harder to buy better players. Yeah, Martinez is not leaving Inter Milan to come to Arsenal.
No, of course not.
He's not. He's just not gonna do that. And secondly, I think we are in a position now where we need to buy players who feel like Arsenal is an upgrade. They want to play for the club. We don't want to buy players, pay them too much money like we've done with Thomas Partey, and then if they don't perform, we can't sell them.
I know,
Because
but I
they're
don't
on too
want to.
high a salary.
All right, so Richarlison, would you take him?
No, I wouldn't take Richarlison.
No, I knew that. I knew that was Calvert-Lewin and Martinez is a debatable one. I'll at least say that. But I'm not convinced with it. I'm not convinced. Because if he was that good, he'd be in the England side by now.
Who would be what?
He'd be in the England side by now.
Who? Calvert-Lewin. He is when he's not injured.
Mate, I take Calvert-Lewin in a heartbeat. I love Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
He was in the squad for the Euros. But it's not his fault that the England manager, doesn't matter how poor Kane is, he won't start.
Yeah, I know. I just don't. I don't see it. I just don't see it for me.
Yeah.
Right. That's just for me. I just don't. I don't see it. I just see it just not working.
I think I think it's quality.
But
I think he would do wonders.
Yeah, but there's no point buying any striker with this manager. He'll destroy him.
It doesn't matter.
The way we play.
You're not going to be able to attract Calvert-Lewin in the January transfer window. You went in the Aubameyang in January. It's more of a summer target. This January is more targeting on a midfielder.
So
it's
why are we
midfielder position.
No, we're not getting anyone.
See what's gonna. What needs to happen first is
I need to go through the transcript.
Yeah, but what needs to happen is that we need the midfield.
I need to go through this, please. I'm running out of time.
Okay.
I've got half an hour, and I've got to go to bed. Right. I don't have much more on the captaincy decision. I don't have much more to say. I think it's a really clear statement from the club. It's a decision we have made following the links that we had with the players, and this is where we stand. So,
do you want someone else to read it?
Why?
Because of your voice. Is it good for you?
Well, it clearly states that it's saying that the club is. So you're saying the club's made the statement, not you.
Yeah, the club made the statement. The club, didn't you see the club statement on Arsenal.com? No, but the club made a decision, which they should, and then the manager said that he's had a discussion with the player face to face.
All right, fine. Okay, I'll give him that one. He gets off on that one. It's actually not waffling.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get there. Don't worry. Don't mind you on how many incidents there have been. Don't mind you asking, but I can't go any further on. That is what you can believe. When you had to make a decision, is because the white ones defend the interests of the football club. Still not waffling. Just whether he broke the news to Auba himself, yes, we did it. We did it both the club, have first conversation, and I have face to face with the player. And took the news. Who the next? Oh, Jesus Christ! Here we go. The next captain. Well, we have a leadership group, and we have different players being nominated captain. In the last game, it was Laka. We had Granite, who is someone who has been captain as well. So we will follow that. It is really unpleasant situation, and it's not the moment to any rash decisions. The leadership group is very strong. It's really strong. Right? It is one of the most that communicates with myself and the coaching staff, and in a really strong and clear way. And we're going to continue that. That is one of the decisions we make to make that group a little bit easier to try and educate them and to try and get the right feedback all the time and build the trust and the strong culture around the club. It is really working well, so we will continue to do that. Yes, the leadership is really strong. We can't even beat Everton and Man United. Right, managerless Man United, but it's really good. Yes, right. So we're going to have Granite back as our captain, basically. Is that what you're saying? Great. Even though he told us to fuck. Shows how weak-minded this club is. How important the appointment of the next captain is. It's really important for me to have a leadership group. What is this about this leadership group? You want a manager? Just pick someone. It's something that has been tremendously helpful because you get different. Oh my life! So basically, he needs a leadership group to help him appoint the next captain because he can't do it himself. Is that what we're saying here?
So basically, Jack is going to get the captaincy now.
No, he's basically saying I need the players to help me to manage the captain's going to be. And no wonder he wants Wenger. On the impact of the decision on the dressing room, they accept the decision, and I think they know because they've committed to it, and that they have demanded it. That we want to take our culture, our demands, and who we who do we want to be as a club and how we represent the club is to a different level. When those standards are not met, you know that you can't update. So, okay, I'll give you one question then, Arteta. Why are you still in the job? Because you lower our standards every fucking day. Like, what are you on about? Like, if you represent the culture and want to take our club to a different level, piss off. Because you don't, because it's not good enough. Because we try getting our culture and how good of our standards right on the pitch before doing it off the pitch. Right, it's all right being nice and big as a big club right off the pitch when you can't even perform on the pitch. But as long as your marketing and your PR is all right, right. It is really unpredictable environment and sport, and every day is harder and harder to live with a lot of things that happen. But they are dealing with it extremely well. You can see what they are doing on the pitch, and the amount of importance they are talking around the club and how vital they have been in a very close season. So that is what I want. I want them to take accountability. They want to be important in the team. It has to be on and off the field. When those decisions are taken, they have to participate in that as well as a big part of that. Right. What? Honestly, I don't know what I'm reading after the Times, honestly. It's just like waffling on how the team is looking in terms of fitness, negative tests on the players regarding obviously the big concern with everything. Yeah, everyone's basically fit. So you have no excuses then. West Ham's form, very much, and for me, one of the best teams in the league this period. We have understanding that they have the clarity in what they want to do and how much that they are able to hurt teams with the way they play has been impressive, and they've been really, really consistent. So this period, they're understanding that. So you basically accepting that their process is better than yours. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it is. That's why they are above us. They
Right.
finished above us past.
So despite the fact you've got better players, a better staff, better facilities, better stadium, you can't do better than them. Right, and no one pulled them up on that
They
one.
have a better manager than us.
Can I
Yeah,
say something, right?
Go
Can
on.
I say something? Steve, remember what we talked about Arsenal and West Ham the other day? You remember what I said the other day?
Mhm.
Right? The thing is, right, West Ham, right, I'm saying compared to our squad and West Ham squad, Stephen, right, you know what I'm going to say, Stephen? Right. You don't. Okay. Right. Okay. I feel we've got a better squad, right, than West Ham. But West Ham are a better club than us overall. But
Well done.
at the end of the day,
You said West Ham squad's better than ours.
I think our squad is better than West Ham, but their squad is more balanced. So they have a proper defensive midfielder.
They've got better midfielders than us anyway.
They have a
Vlahovic
proper
is a proper goal scorer, but he doesn't want to come to Arsenal. That's good.
They've got Declan Rice, one of the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League.
That's
right.
a good option.
Right.
And they've got Soucek, who's one of the best.
Soucek is really good, of course. They're both better than Thomas Partey at the moment on current form.
Yeah, they are.
And at the end of the day, right, Moyes is a better manager than Mikel Arteta, right? But overall, if you put a better manager, right, if you put someone like, I don't know, a decent manager I think
West Ham have underrated
Arsenal
players.
Have a better squad.
Wow.
So players like Jared Bowen, they don't get the recognition that they deserve.
We'll come back to that in a minute because I've got a lot of it to still go in a minute. So
okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
We'll come back to it.
Let's
Because-
listen to
right.
Every Day I'm Waffling.
Yes. Every day I'm waffling. Do, 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 do. On whether he would consider selling Auba in January. I can't say right now that we've made this decision. Unfortunately, it's a really tough one, and obviously, if I had to choose, I would not like to be the one sitting here talking about it. But for now, he's not involved in our squad. So basically, you haven't got the bollocks to say you've got, because that's what George Graham would do. The young ass of Wenger would have done it. Right? He would have just said bye. David Dean would have just gone bye. Is you ready? He would also have done that to Saka, but hang on, you saw 2 contracts with him, didn't you? Right. On whether he would consider sending over in January, done that one. When he'll be back in the squad, what I can say for now, you can understand it's a lot to digest, really difficult decision to make. No, it's not. It's not. It's not a difficult decision. He's not. He's done wrong. He's not captain. End of. On whether
But
there's a way back for over.
I think the issue is now to not that I'm defending Arteta, but I think the issue is now Aubameyang has a big influence in the squad. Stripping him of the captaincy and not playing him is gonna cause havoc in the squad if he's not careful. So I think that's the difficult part.
Yeah, I know, but he's got to sort of lay down the foundation. He's got to lay down the line of crossing.
I think the reason why he's let Aubameyang before lightly is because he didn't want to cause issues in the squad.
Yeah,
but I think Aubameyang has left him in a situation where he's had no choice now.
Yeah, he's had to. Yeah,
and that's why you can tell that he's very disappointed. You can see it, you know. And I don't personally rate Arteta. I don't think he should be the manager. But I can say in this situation, they are right because Aubameyang is taking the piss, and no player is bigger than the club. At the end of the day, you have to follow the rules.
And whether there's a way back for Auba, what I can say now is to make the decision that we made is really hurting, and it is still like this, and it needs a bit of time to heal. So for now, he's not involved in the squad.
Yeah, he's basically saying that he's gone in a nicer way.
Yeah,
because otherwise he would have said that no, he still has the chance to prove himself.
On how he would describe his relationship with Auba, since I've been here, really, really good. That's why it's painful. Yeah, right. Because you saved your ass in the FA Cup, didn't you?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and what did you? Yeah, and what did you do to him against Villarreal when he hit the post? You took him off, didn't you? No wonder he's probably acting up. No wonder he's probably Arteta out. Right.
I think
Aubameyang decision. No.
If I'm honest, Stephen, do you know what I think? I think
hang on a minute. Sorry. Before you just go on, I've just read this here. Like, listen to these 2 titles. On whether Auba disputed the decision. No. On whether he agreed with it. But if he didn't agree with it, he would dispute the decision, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Or was that just out of the box thinking? Who makes these fucking questions? A primary school fucking kid. I could honestly, give me a journalism job. It's easy. It's easy. I can do this. It's a piece of piss.
But you will have one press conference and then that's it.
Yeah, I'll get thrown out.
That's what happened to the woman. Her name was Gail something. I forgot her other name, but she was asking Arteta really tough questions a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I know.
We haven't seen her since.
It's like the Matthew, isn't it? You ask a difficult question, all of a sudden you get dragged out into a black car and a black Chevrolet, and you're never seen again. Like,
yeah, but that's for me. That's down to these journalist companies. They've given the clubs too much power where they can't do their job anymore. They just bend over for the club.
Yeah, No, because also they want their freebies as well. They want their exclusives.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
so
but that shouldn't be.
yeah, I know it
That
shouldn't
shouldn't
be.
be the
Don't
situation.
just don't. I'm not even going to answer that bit because there's no point. On which players would come into the leadership group? The leadership group can also, and you can have people come in and out as well as in your relation topic to you discussing. Like, why is it like it should be just like a captain and a vice captain, and you should be able to just pick them from what you see as talents, or like what you can see through their qualities. Simple.
I think this is the problem when
This
you
is
don't
waffling.
have players with big CVs.
No, but this is what you do.
Like-
You just you
you
be able to
have a
identify
Rams,
their qualities.
you have a Ramsdale who maybe has the passion, but
Yeah,
the big players, Partey ain't gonna listen to Ramsdale. It's gonna be you haven't even played in the Champions League.
that's what I'm saying. But it's one of those. It's like you've got the Tierney is one title, isn't it? It's probably why he's the best out of a lot because he's also
Yeah.
got the passion.
But then again, Tierney is so
And work
injury
ethic.
prone.
Yeah, that's the
And
point.
he
But then
lost
you have a
his-
back. But people saying you can't give it to him. He's injury prone. But that's why there's a vice captain. Duh. And then you have back having a third
But
captain.
even I think the issue is, a year ago, Arteta said that Tierney is the future captain. But I think since,
Or it's not.
because Tierney's been quite up and down and lost form and been injury prone, it's kind of gone down in ranking.
Or whether the news could unite the team, unfortunately, we have to be clear of that situation. I think it's better to put it out there than the other games that we are going to play now. Whether it's now or 3 days' time, it's not going to be any different. Close to any speculation. Try to be transparent. Yes, we're going to be transparent. So, man, unfortunately, you can't do that with the fucking fans, can you? Twat. Right. And clear.
I get a feeling that you don't rate Arteta's press conference, do you?
He's a prick. And of what we've done, and I thought it was the right decision to do it right now, and the team is fully focused right now, thinking that the game is tomorrow is vital for us. Honestly, I get more tougher questions than this on fucking FIFA. You know, you get 3 questions on FIFA on the career mode. I get more tougher questions on this. Honestly, especially if you want to lose a game. On if the decision would have been made regardless of Abbott's form, without question that, yeah, right, okay, whatever. if I apologise it, I cannot discuss what you can. If he has apologised, can't you just say yes? Right, like, there's no harm saying this. On this Saka being he's one of our captains. But oh, for fuck's sake. That's it, he's captain. No positive COVID test, that's good. Last game for us. All I can say is now he's out of the squad. He's not involved in sadly this decision we're taking. It's a really particular situation on the situation if it's similar to the Ozil's departure. Really particular situation.
That was a funny question. you could see he got so rattled when they asked him.
It's a really particular situation. First, really important, and that the player has at the club and we with the board. With the relationship that I have with him, and unfortunately, this is a situation that we have to face it. As bad as it's going to get as an Arteta, as an Arteta accent.
Hasn't tweeted anything. You know he's a prick.
What?
Azil, has he tweeted anything? Last time when we were losing, he was tweeting such a dickhead.
Mate, next time he does that, I'm gonna fucking retweet it to every fucking Arteta fans. Gotta love him, ain't ya?
Yeah.
He speaks sense, doesn't he? Do you know what? I've sort of grown on Ozil a bit.
Well,
He's not
you
that
can
much
always
of a
count on
dickhead.
Özil's assist.
Can I just make a
Still
point?
assisting
I
us.
bet you, Lee, right? It's probably heard like when he saw that on Twitter, he's probably gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'll give you some credit, mate.
Yeah, he did. That's why you gotta love Lee, isn't it? He's shameless like that.
on his speaking to me the announcement, for sure. I hope I would hear talking about something different and talking about Auba in a completely different way. But again, we have to make decisions at the moment. Oh, for fuck's sake! Like, yeah, why don't you do the right decision? Fuck off. That's a good decision, isn't it? Just fuck off. Like, they will all be happy. On if the other news can inspire the team, I'm hoping with that the team tomorrow is going to get out of here with the fire in their eyes and then knowing the importance of the game with West Ham are within catching distance. And tomorrow we play them at home in front of our people. We expect a great performance and a great result. You call your football great performances and a great result. You're -1 goal difference, you motherfucker. Like, well, at what point is it great? It's about great for about 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and it all goes downhill. On whether football could be going behind closed doors, everything that has happened this week is a worrying sign. These games have been cancelled and postponed for that reason. Players and staff with really high numbers of positive tests is really worrying. Whether it's an ongoing disciplinary, I'm not going on about Aubameyang again. Jesus Christ, it's more waffling, isn't it? Like, on whether these things can't be discussed in situation. Like, can we just find some questions about, like, there we go, on how big the West Ham game will feel to the players? Well, it's a really big game because of the position that they're in, the position we want to be in tomorrow, and we have the opportunity at home in front of 5 people to do that. That would be a big boost. You're making it sound like we're playing Man City. Like honestly, come on. Like, and whether the crowd will behind us make a difference tomorrow, well, you can see that when the crowd gets behind the team, the moments that the team are creating, a really great example was against Southampton again, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. More bullshit waffling. It's probably a lot less waffling than the last one, to be honest. But Gav, anything to say on that? Yo. Okay, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. It's like everyone's gone. Oh shit. It was that boring. The answer is press conferences are that boring. Stephen, if we lose against West Ham, would you if we lose against West Ham, which we will, would you boycott Arsenal till they sack Arteta? What do you mean boycott? What do you mean boycott in a sense? Would just like, you mean not do any watch-alongs or anything? Like, because I don't go to games, so I don't buy the merchandise anymore. I went a new Arsenal shirt. I got a new Arsenal shirt that came from eBay. Like, and I bought the away shirt off eBay as well. I buy them off eBay. I don't buy them from the club. So,
Steven, I saw you buying it at the Armour.
Stephen, yeah, so like, inquiry
Steven has
isn't
Kroenke
good
in
enough excuse for
behind
someone
his
to.
shirt.
Kieran Tierney is my man. Yeah, Kieran Tierney, like, I'm part Scottish. Don't diss Kieran Tierney. My guy.
Oh, you just buy it.
Fuck off, he's my guy, shut up. Like, you know what I mean? I've had a difficult week. My guys ain't been winning titles and have, like, titles stolen away from them, so get out of here.
Yeah. That's,
You know what I mean?
to be fair, they did. And the funny
Maybe,
thing is, you've
do
been
you know
bigging
what
up the
say?
F1 so much for not cheating, and then they
Yeah.
can't do this.
Yeah. And the last 2 races, I said, the last 2 races has been more about trying to get it all equal and about the big show than ever before. And that's what it's worse. And do you know what? I mean, stop supporting them. No, I'm not stop supporting them. I'll always love my club. But it's just like, that's why it's weird that I still want them to win. But say, I mean, like what I would say is that I'd say to Arsenal fans, I'll say this is a joke, and some Arsenal fans, also F1 fans, will get this joke. Right? You know how we moan about referees all the time?
Yeah.
I've thought of something that might help our solution. Right?
Okay.
Instead of getting VAR to change VAR decisions or anything like that, because everyone says VAR is against us or the rest against us. I know someone who can change rules in the middle of the game to help you out. Just like Michael Massey, the race director. He's good at changing rules in the middle of a fucking event.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
You know what I mean? Keaton saying he's for captain all day injury isn't good enough excuse. Yeah, man. That's why you got an assist. That's why you got a vice captain. Right? And they'll probably make Granit Xhaka the vice captain. That's the problem. So anyway, we're gonna have to wrap it up there because like I'm done and I've got to go to bed now. Say, where can I find you, man? I don't know where the rest of them are gone, but there you go. Well, we bored him to death for that press conference. Oh no, he's gone. Well, you can find him on Twitter at King Drama 1. Don't ask me. Oh no, he's back. And Bargo's back. They're all both back. How are you doing, guys?
Yeah, sorry, Steven.
What did you make of that press conference if you were there?
Yeah, so what's up?
What did you make of the press conference first?
Yeah, you can tell the orbit to get out.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, his press conferences are the same all the time, right?
Yeah, you might as well sponsor it by Bird's Eye waffling session.
I'm not gonna
Just
lie.
want to serve it with beans or cod or anything like that.
Look, at this point, I feel like it's been 2 years. If you believe what he says, you're gonna look at that press conference and you're gonna believe every single word he says.
Yes, Arteta.
And that's kind of creepy, but like, yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's how some people are actually. Especially on Twitter, if you notice all the ones, I've never seen a coach like Arteta in my life, right? I mean,
sometimes you look Arteta out and they jump on you like that. And it was like, mate, I do YouTube. You ain't gonna scare the fuck out of me, mate.
No, listen. It's a PR club. They got the master of PR at the helm.
And then they've got the
who thinks he's actually pretty smart. By the way, I'm not. We know who I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to get into that in here.
Yes.
You think the PR? Who do you think controls the PR at this club?
Well, I don't know. Liberty Media, they're good at making Liberty Media. They're making good at sporting events more like freaking more about the Netflix show, isn't it?
I don't know. I feel like the retro kits were a hit.
Yeah. You didn't hear my joke. You didn't hear my joke that I mentioned to say earlier.
Which one?
You know, like we always moan about the referees, and it's always against the referees, always against us, and the VAR.
Yeah.
Like, I found someone that might help our cause. Like, Arsenal need to employ Michael Massey, the race director, because he's good at changing rules in the middle of a sporting event.
Dude, that guy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, what I said, there's, as much as Arsenal wound me up, I feel like the F1 race wound me up even more this week. And I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone, mate. Everyone's talking about it because it's bollocks. It's manufactured.
No, because
people. No, because I'll just say this quickly, and I know this has been football, but I'm just going to say this quickly. Crofty said he said it eclipsed 2008. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I disagree with you. I messaged him. I said, I disagree with you on that because 2008 was natural. That last lap corner was all caused by natural occurrence by weather. Right? That's why it was decided like that because of the weather. Right?
Like
What was done there was manufactured. Right? Manufactured to get the best show possible they could possibly get. And how was it fair? Because it was all, we all knew what was coming as soon as those cars were let go. We all knew what was happening. So we all knew who was going to win in the end.
I've never, like, I'll be honest, like I've seen some like crazy stuff over my life, but that thing is like,
that's
oh,
up there
man.
with like
That's like
that is up
that's
there.
that's the
up
biggest
there with
robbery in
six-
the world, man. I'm
Do you know what
sorry,
it's
like
up there with? Do you know what it's up there with? The 6-car start in the US Grand Prix.
no, it's like I was gonna say like the
That's up
it's like the
there with
WWE.
our Barcelona fixtures in Champions League when the ref were just robbing us year up and year.
It's like you 2-foot someone like in the middle of in the first 5 minutes of a Champions League final, which is a banked red card, and they go, no, it's a yellow because we don't want to spoil the show. We've big advertised all this that it's the Champions League final, and the red card will just spoil it. We can only give it yellow.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
first of all,
and
now
it's almost offside.
and then you're saying afterwards, oh yeah, but because I'm the race, I'm the referee, I get to decide what I want. Who puts that in the rule book?
dude, that was
I
a
never knew
disgrace,
that
man.
existed.
And
As soon as
the
that
fact that-
existed, I'm like, look, this is why everyone's fucked.
no,
This
like
is
listen,
what,
like that
do you
that
know what?
actually.
No, but then Bargav, I've watched it all my life, right? And when I've gone back through Schumacher, what happened to him, what happened all the way through, all these controversial incidents I've seen, I'm like, no wonder they're controversial, because the FIA said they can fucking do it. Because they're allowed to, because it says in the rules they can do what they want.
No, it's a disgrace, man. I mean, listen, Lewis Hamilton
All
for
this
me.
time.
Lewis Hamilton for me
He's
is.
done what he's done for that sport, and they're going to treat him
Sometimes
like that.
That guy's a
He's
legend,
done
man.
wonders
I
for
mean,
that sport. He's trying to make it more equal for everyone. And what they did to him on that night was disgusting. It's disgusting. And I'm not accepting it. It's not because of Max Verstappen. It's not because of Lewis Hamilton. It's because it's wrong. You cannot break regulations in the middle of a race.
29 laps. What the
No,
hell?
that doesn't make any sense. How's that even possible?
Listen, like I had friends who watched that race for the first time.
And they won't
And,
watch it again, would it?
Huh?
They won't watch it again, would it?
Well, they didn't quite understand it, but I explained to them afterwards, like how like they just dropped like they just disgrace themselves. I mean, I'll put it this way, like I
A
mean,
lot of people said they won't watch it again. It's bullshit.
I don't know if I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, I'm not
I'm
watching
not gonna
it again
lie.
because I can't stand it.
I
I
don't
can't
know if I
stand
can.
cheating.
Like,
And when it's so obvious, and when they kind of even admit that they cheat, because surely regulations should, every driver and every team should know the rules before
See, what's happened
the
is
race starts.
no, what happens is the rule that was broken has been overridden by another rule, and then it's overridden by another rule that says the race director can change the rules in a certain event. So
listen, like
basically,
this year,
you might as well burn the fucking rule book because he can do what he wants.
like
Yeah,
this
exactly.
this is like one of the first years I really appreciated the sport, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, I really appreciated the sport this year. With regard to G
It's more than
forces
the
and like
championship.
no, with regard to G forces and how like the grind of F1, this is like one of the first years I appreciated it. And at the ending, that was an absolute disgrace because how can a guy be leading for 57 laps? And then all of a sudden, it's like it's not even that part. It's like the safety car comes in, and then the other guy can just go right, can overtake.
Yeah, but sometimes that happens. as
Sometimes
well.
that happens, but
But if it had, no, because if it had happened, if it let the cars through on the second to last lap, no,
Yeah.
on the third to last lap, sorry, and then the safety car in on the second to last lap, that means there's no rules broken. I mean,
nah,
that's
it should have been
just the
red
way
flag,
it
man.
is.
I
No,
think it should have
that's
been
no,
red flag.
yeah, but Bargav, that would have just been the way it is.
Yeah.
That's the way it is, right? Right? And then you have to accept it. But because it wasn't, and you allowed the safety car at the same time, it's broken the rules.
No,
They've
it's a
broken their
disgrace,
own
man. I
rules
mean,
just to get what a one lap shootout, which is what in the one lap shootout. It's a lamb to the slaughter. It was a
yeah,
lamb to the slaughter.
without the tires, yeah.
Sorry, Games FC, but I'm still
And
really angry.
it's still weird
It's
for me
not.
that, like, you
It's
know,
not.
it's still
It's
weird
not.
that they.
And like I keep saying to people, it's not about me being a Hamilton fan. I can't accept it as a race fan. I can't accept it as an F1 fan. As much as I say congrats to Max, I can't sit there and accept it because it's wrong. It's broken rules.
Games,
I play
games.
by.
Listen,
If you can't play by the rules, don't play at all. That's what I was taught. You can't do it.
games. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like,
If it was
I
the other
understand
way,
that
if it
point of
was
view
the other
too
way
because,
around,
like I
if it was
said,
the
my
other way
first year.
around,
But
if
look
it
at
was the
like,
other way around and Hamilton had won the title, I'll be like, no, I can't accept it. Can't accept it. I've
l-
still been the same.
l- look at how difficult it is to like ride an F1 car. I'm not gonna lie, like
Big up,
it's
man.
not.
That's it, no
I
time.
mean, if you so if you're hitting a corner, you have to be perfect in hitting that corner in an F1 car.
Well, you saw in
It's
Saudi Arabia, look how exact they have to be for those sections.
yeah,
Yeah. But then they had the balls to do it.
like one small mistake makes it's a huge risk.
And you were
Like
smashing the barrier in about 200 mile an hour. Like, I'm sorry, like, and even that, how was Verstappen not disqualified in the last race? And people was wondering why I was reacting the way I was.
yeah,
Right?
no,
Especially when you hear on the people saying, "Oh, we should have been blaming Red Bull" in the comments in that clip below that recorded. I said, "Well, when you see the communication to the owner to the FIA saying, oh, why aren't you clearing the cars? All we need is one lap,' and then 10 seconds later they change their mind.
yeah, but the thing is,
What do
like,
you think I react like? How do you think I'm going to react?
the thing is, Steven, you're a strong fan. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's hard for some people to relate sometimes.
But now I've looked back at it. It's nothing to do with that. It could be any other teams. It's the fact you've broken rules that you've made.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. It's
If this
really
was
hard to
Charlie
watch.
Whiting,
It's hard to watch another race again.
the reason the 6-car start happened is because there were 5 new regulations in the rules, and Charlie Whiting said, "I can't break those rules."
No,
And even though the rule about being a race director is in that rule, is in the rule book. It's in the rule book, but he said he can't do it. So if that was the case, and Charlie White was in charge, he would have just gone to owner. You either get the one lap shootout and no one's allowed to overtake, right? Or let the cars overtake, but you can't finish the race beyond. You have to finish the race beyond the safety car.
no, that's like the
That's what
biggest
he would have done.
robbery.
That's what he would have
That's like
done. That's what Charlie White would have done because that's the rules.
that's daylight robbery, and you know, I'm still conflicted on this, Steven. I mean, you might have to do a show on this,
I'm
but
going to. There's going to be loads of shows about it. Trust me.
so
I
so
think
my question is like,
now-
you're Max, right?
go
You're
the
Max.
whole night.
This is not to do with Max or Lewis. It could be any other driver. So I'm saying this now, but like this, we're going to be sitting here next season. How Max Verstappen's going to have #1 on his car. Of how many
Yeah,
races? Because that we don't know who the result is, so it's not going to be decided until the start of the next season, right? So he could
See,
have
my
that.
thing with
It
this,
could be 2 races in where he has that #1 on his car, then it's overturned, and then he's put back to 33.
see, my thing is like the title's tainted regardless. Like
The
I
title's
feel like,
the title's not
like
decided until the next season.
no. Even if it doesn't matter if it's decided or not, because Lewis doesn't want that championship. I mean, who the fuck wants that? Like, he doesn't want to remember that. Do you think like Verstappen wants that? Like, to be like,
And he
that's a
looks back
questionable
on it,
title?
no. He's probably
It's a
said yeah,
questionable
because
title.
over the season he deserved it, but not the way he's won it. He probably sat down and gone, no, I don't deserve the win.
No, I think
Don't
I
deserve,
think
the
yeah,
Liverpool
but like
deserve
Lou,
that.
no,
To be
no,
fair,
but
to be
but he
fair,
got
he
beat.
did have,
He
a lot of
got
respect
beat.
for Lewis.
But if you're Verstappen, you're like you got your ass kicked until you got a miracle handed to you.
Anyway, we're gonna win it there. And big up
We'll
our
talk about
definitely
this.
find you.
When's that stream
We'll talk-
coming up? I mean, we'll talk about that
check
because
it-
I mean,
we'll
I got
check
some
it
strong
out, sure.
opinions on that.
Trust me, I
Pushing
want
in
to
the
get
sport, and I swear to God, it might be my last.
I want to get a DNF1 podcast on about it as well. Trust me, I want to get loads of people on about
It
it.
might be my last time like watching F1. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I want to get loads of people on it. I'm going to be losing a lot of people, and I was building up a good platform as well, and he's going to destroy it as well. That's another thing. Right, that's another thing I'm pissed off about. But yeah. But where can they find you, Raghav?
Yeah, you'll find me occasionally on Steven's stream and occasionally elsewhere.
Yeah. So where can they find you, mate?
Yeah, you can find me here on SFeatleyTV. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the stream. You know, it's all for charity and obviously for my stuff. You know, I'm still waiting for my PS5. Steven is a bit slow, so if you can donate more money, that would help.
You're a twat.
Wait, PS5.
Yeah. Steven owes me a PS5. It's for my bonus for this year.
No. Shut up, you're not getting anything. Anyway, we're gonna have to leave it there. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye.
Alright guys, take care.